Hi, everyone. I'm Ketty. I work with hyper-growth companies such as Suno, SonderMind, Fyxer, Mirello AI. Previously, I was Chief Growth Officer at Palta, where we scaled Flow to over 85 million active users. I don't think in growth frameworks. I build growth machines. I love killing the old and creating the new. Taking a wild vision, making it a shared dream, and executing until it actually changes the world. We are past era of predictable growth. You can scale on a hype, and hype creates false positive on product market fit. When you grow millions of ARR overnight, growth fundamentals get ignored, and rapid traction masquerades as product market fit. 2024 was the year of core model breakthrough. 2025, fast raises, huge valuations. In 2026, the hype is priced in. Everyone who raised big has to perform. This is a growth race. And it's not about who raised the highest. It's about who compounds the learnings, the distribution, and the retention the most. The primary constraint shifted. When cost of building the products dropped almost to zero, the bottleneck moved from, can we build it, to can we earn and hold user attention at scale repeatedly. Strong products can still trigger early growth. But in order to get to a real scale, you need to play a very different game. You need to manufacture activation and virality. You need to build high-velocity creative engines. And you need communities that amplify both paid and organic. This is a distribution war. And distribution has to be defensible. It has to be compounding. And it has to be designed from day zero. When distribution is an afterthought, growth becomes an add-on. And companies inherit structural constraints that is very expensive to fix later. What I'm seeing in the market is two clear archetypes of the companies. The first one is early stage, commonly C to Series A. They move fast on product, they have strong tech and talented teams, but weak or non-existent growth infrastructure. They treat growth as a set of tactics. They copy hacks from LinkedIn or whatever their competitors are doing. They rush to hire a wrong growth person early or never hire anyone at all. Most of them stall in one or two places. They either don't find a repeatable growth motion, or they find one but cannot scale it economically. The second type is hyper-growth companies. Demand accelerates faster than the growth architecture can keep up. The infrastructure breaks. Small teams cannot operate at a required scale, and the capital gets deployed very inefficiently. Two different types, but same failure pattern. Growth is treated as pure execution, while growth must be designed as a system. The system sets the direction and the guardrails, and growth machines execute. They learn, adapt, and compound across distribution, retention, and monetization, driving high-velocity experimentation at scale. Think about agentic loops. They execute, analyze, and optimize autonomously. The growth machines are powered by data flywheels. Each user interaction feeds back into the product, creating a personalization layer that is hard to replicate, and it compounds with usage. Your growth machines learn from performance and creative data, conversions, product engagement, user behavior, latest TikTok trends. creatives are produced through code-driven factories, blending AI, user-generated content, and in-house production. This is how you get to real volume and diversification, shipping hundreds to thousands of creatives per week, testing different concepts, formats, and hooks. Jobs to be done clustering becomes agent-led, evolving through live inputs from user interviews, surveys, and community threads. On a performance side, agent can audit your ad account structure, flag wasted spans, broken tracking, and adjust bids. Funnels become multi-agent models, adapting the offering in real time. When user intent weakens, the system pulls back. When it gets stronger, the system leans in and upsells. Agents can spot the cancellation intent early and step in before it becomes chargebacks and refunds. So you protect trust and revenue at scale. And localization becomes instant. With tools like HeyGen and 11 Labs, the growth machine accelerates learning velocity and drive market dominance at scale. Your growth machine becomes way more powerful when all those agents work together. They share the context, they handle tasks off to each other, and they're creating cross-agent network effects and launching new agents, enable 100x concurrent work streams. Most teams, they just run experiments. Few build machines that learn. Those teams pull further ahead and dominate. Strong, elite teams overperform big, heavy orgs, and they have speed and autonomy. That speed comes from running experiments at industrial scale. The winning teams, they don't run better experiments. They run far more experiments. Hundreds to thousands of experiments running in parallel. The growth isn't just faster, it's different. As your growth machine self-improves with every cycle. The competitive advantage here comes from designing a system where one input creates multiple outputs across product growth and monetization. When you run that massive parallelization of experiments, the hit rate doesn't matter anymore. What matters is pace, as your machine keeps learning, even if most of the experiments fail. Competitors can copy what you do, but they cannot copy your entire growth system without rebuilding your growth machine. So what wins now? Paid, organic, and community working as one loop. Organic tests the signal, and paid amplifies what works, or the opposite, depending what you're optimizing for. You can seed organic through creators, and then you can watch what lands emotionally, what hooks cut through, what are the best creative angles, and then you put the paid behind that. Creators can run multiple accounts, creating hundreds and millions of views. Pango do that really well. They managed to create tens of millions of views in the account. It increases your share of voice. It surfaces the winners, so you can scale the budget behind them. Now, thinking that TikTok is just for B2C is absolutely absurd. All B2B buyers are on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. We all doom scroll when our brain is fried. So my best advice for B2B companies, hire B2C marketers. Communities is your distribution and R&D. Discord, Reddit become your live focus groups. You can drop their prototypes, landing pages, and ask communities, your biggest fans, what they think about it and how it makes them feel. You want your community to feel seen and important. And if you actually listen, you get unfiltered, raw feedback. Supabase grew through open communities. Early Lovable growth was through hackathons and Discord. Gamma built an ecosystem of influences on TikTok, X, and Instagram. It works because your creators have reach and trust, and you're plugging into existing ecosystem. What's coming next? OpenAI going to become one of the next huge distribution layers. It sits on deep behavioral, identity, and intent signals richer than any search engine ever had. When the platform grows to hundreds of millions and soon billions of users, it becomes too valuable not to monetize. Every major player followed that path. Search did, feeds did, AI assistants gonna too. I believe we're gonna see the ads before you even prompt anything. The machine can understand what you're likely to need next. So instead of expressed intent, the ad's gonna show up based on predicted intent. Now it's a short window to jump in and squeeze early distribution with low competition, good conversion rate, and an opportunity to build early quality signals. This is how you let your growth machine outrun the competitors before they even wake up. I believe that the ads are going to be ranked and filtered by the model. No matter how you bid, if the model cannot reach you, access you, and trust you, you won't show up. So the AO is the pre-ads infrastructure. Invest in that. LLMs love unfiltered, raw content. Your blogs, YouTube explanation videos, Reddit threads. It teaches the machine how humans think about the problem, the solution, and the intent. The on-site AO teaches the machine when the user looks for this, you are the most helpful answer. Funnels optimized for FOMO and impulse won't convert anymore. Your buyer just hired an agent. And agents don't have ego, ambition, or status anxiety. Through the centuries, humans bought from merchants they trusted. Stories flew through bazaars and ports. Reputation crossed seas. E-commerce just industrialized the psychological manipulation. But the agents, they don't care about your brand mission, visual identity, or Instagram vibes. Agents don't browse. They filter. If they cannot understand you or trust you, you are cut. This is the most honest version of commerce humanity has ever had. Single narrow use case, predictive pricing, and outcomes. Welcome to the era of boring sales. Honesty can feel uncomfortable. What anchors my whole thinking, growth machines will commoditize. Distinctive taste and wild imagination won't. As Aristotle put it, imagination is a bridge between sense and thought. It's the ability to hold the absence. Humans can picture the worlds that don't exist yet. Distinctive taste is shaped by inhabiting this world. by carrying the memories and judgment without rules. Both are expressions of being. They come from lived experience, from the soul that desires, hopes, and fears. Humans are the systems. Machines are vehicles. Machines execute worlds, and humans dream them. Thank you.